wrote a secret letter and hid it in a chest, with a note reading, "To be opened by our descendant 100 years after my death." It was known that it concerned the fate of the dynasty, and that Paul had written it after speaking with a prisoner from the Peter and Paul fortress named Avel. Avel was a monk, born Vasily Vasilyev in 1757, who took his monastic vows at the island monastery of Valam. He was later said to have gained the gift of prophecy and wrote many of his visions down in a book. It's claimed he accurately predicted many events, some of which took place during his lifetime, such as the death of Catherine the Great, the death of Paul, Napoleon's invasion of Russia, the Decembrist revolt, as well as more distant events including the First World War, the Russian Revolution, the murder of the last Tsar, civil war, repression, and war with Hitler. Avel had been locked up for prophesying the death of the last empress, but he was summoned from his prison cell to speak with Paul. Russia was sliding into chaos. The most frightening of Avel's predictions was coming true before his eyes. In October 1917, the Bolsheviks seized power in the capital. The Romanovs were moved from Tobolsk to Yekaterinburg. According to legend, the letter contained Paul's account of his conversation with a monk named Avel, the Russian Nostradamus. Avel was said to have foretold the death of Catherine the Great, Paul's own murder, the war against Napoleon, the burning of Moscow, the revolt of the Decembrists in the reign of Nicholas I, Alexander II's abolition of serfdom, the assassination of Alexander II, and the order and peace of the reign of Alexander III. Of Nicholas II, he said, "The Holy Tsar, who is like Job the long-suffering, he will have the mind of Christ, the patience and purity of a dove. A crown of thorns will replace his Tsar's crown. He shall be betrayed by his people, as was the Son of God. A great war will be fought. People will fly in the air like birds and swim underwater like fish. They shall destroy each other with stinking sulfur. Treason shall grow and multiply. On the eve of victory, the Tsar's throne will fall. Blood and tears will water the earth. A peasant with an axe will take power, and the plagues of Egypt will begin." Alexei was sick, so his father carried him in his arms. The family were ordered down into the cellar and told to arrange themselves for a photo, which would be used to quash rumors of their death. Then Yakov Yurovsky, the house commandant, entered the room. He announced that they had been sentenced to death by the Presidium of the Ural Soviet. In 2000, the Tsar's murdered family were canonized as saints by the Russian Orthodox Church. In spring 1918, a few months before her death, Grand Duchess Olga wrote, "My father asked me to tell those who remained loyal to him that they should not avenge him, as he has forgiven all and prayed for all. He asks them to remember that the evil which is now in the world will become even stronger. But evil will not triumph over evil. Only love.